Finally, we're actually able to play with the Water Ryu. I've been so hyped since he came out to actually play with him. This is my most wanted of the normal element Street Fighter crossover units. Of course, the Dark Ryu would be very nice to get, but we are here on, did I say what's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? We are here on Rollum's account. Thank you, Rollum, for letting us use your account to play with the Water Ryu. So, I am very excited about him. A lot of you guys are like, I don't really care too much about him. Because, like some of you that got him, played around with him, they're like, wait a second, his passive, because it mitigates damage, his passive, he can still be Lucian, right? It only mitigates the first hit, and then afterwards, he can still die. It's not like where like Miho gets hit, and then like if the other one's crit, she like still doesn't die, and she comes back and increases her attack age, and she comes back and wrecks everything. So it's not quite like that. It is a little bit differently. It is okay. Let's take an actual look at the skills. He's got this attack power break here. He's got this second skill, and this is a big one. The second skill with the passive really that's what the synergy is. Attacks all enemies 3 times. Each attack has a 30% chance to remove one beneficial effect and absorb the attack bar by 10%. Strip, absorb attack bar, which means they get decreased and you get increased. However, it is only a 30% chance, then it goes up another 20%. So it's a 50% chance to strip and attack gauge absorb, which not even roll the dice, flip a coin, right? Sometimes it's like, oh, doesn't activate, and then you're like, great, I didn't absorb anything, I didn't strip anything, that sucks, right? So that's the other situation is you strip everything, you absorb everything, and you like cycle turns and wreck their team. The passive, the damage will be offset and your attack bar will be filled up if you receive damage during the turn of the enemy. So people think about this and their mind goes to, okay, he's like Garou, he's like Miho. That's what he's there for. He's there to not die when he gets cleaved. That's not what he's there for. A better way to phrase this, a better way to think about it is, anytime a unit touches him and his passive is not on cooldown, he steals a turn. Is that a better way to think about it? Anytime a unit touches him, not that you're going to be anti-cleave, that you want to be. Here's the thing, he's not an anti, and he's got a speed lead too, for everywhere, 24%. He's not an anti-cleave unit, he's not an anti-Lucian unit. He is an anti-control cleave unit. He is when your opponents, and this is absolutely going to wreck these teams, or at least by theory is absolutely going to wreck these teams. He is when your opponent is picking Chiwu, like in RTA, for example, right? Your opponent is picking Chiwu, Nephthys, Triton, Asima, and you're like, oh, great, I hope my triple revenge Vertiheal will actually activate. You stick a Water Ryu in there, he's going to get a turn. Anything that AoE, strip and attack gauge, pushback, whatever, anything that touches him, he's going to get a turn. Anything that does any damage. So Tiana's a different story, but you could have speed Tiana, right? So that's kind of a different story. With the Chiwu and the Triton and the Wunsa, like those are gonna hit. That's not gonna like they're gonna basically outspeed you, but they're gonna touch him and he's gonna steal a turn. So he's gonna cut in for all those crazy teams, all those fast control cleave teams. So this is gonna be like the best counter to those specific teams. Now, if you don't care about Guild Wars, if you don't care about RTA, may not be something that you're super excited about. You can still actually use him in Giants and Dragons, to be honest, because he's very similar to Ken in the fact that he's got this, I'm not going to pretend that I know how to say that. He's got this second skill. We've seen that Ken is really nice for Dragons V10. He doesn't cycle, he doesn't cycle, Ryu doesn't cycle like Ken does with his third skill. If he crits, he cycles into his turn, he gets his second skill more. But he does still have element advantage. He does have a speed lead if you need it. And he also has an attack power break for like Giants. You could use it in Giants as well. It's a unit that you can use in there. I wonder if this is not going to be enough activation rate for this to really see as much play as I think it's going to. Because 50% chance. I feel like Ken should have a little higher activation rate too. I think just in general, they'd be really strong if they had higher activation rates. But I really feel like this is going to be a unit not against Lucian. He's not going to be a good unit if you're getting cleaved by Bastet Lucian. He's going to die. You're going to lose. If you're getting cleaved by a Chiwu, Triton, Nephthys, Asima, this guy is going to come in, he's going to wreck face, he's going to counter, he's going to cut in, and he's going to be more of a reliable thing instead of like, I hope, triple revenge vertiheal. For the same reason triple revenge vertiheal is so nasty, he's going to do the same thing. He's going to be nasty in that same way. And you won't have to rely on triple revenge vertiheal. I mean, of course, you have to actually summon this guy first. But yeah, let's take him into some battles. We can't take him into RTA because it's not available to be used in RTA just yet until like the beginning of the year or something like that. I don't know if it's after their crossover period is ended or if it's the beginning of the year. Anyway, you know, maybe it's because the licensing. Maybe it's because the Chinese licensing is Com2uS doesn't want. Do you think that might actually be what it is? Is like, if the China server players are playing with their units, which are not the Street Fighter units, and they have to fight players from other servers with the Street Fighter units, then that would be like, Com2uS would get in trouble. I wonder if that's actually why that is. If it's not for balancing purposes, if it's like because of the legal reasons, right? Anyway, let's take him into some battles. Yep for 6 minutes, but I just wanted to explain where I think he's going to be best for, and we'll take him into some battles and we'll see if he actually does what I think he's going to do. Okay, so let's take him into Arena simply because we cannot take him into RTA, which I think is actually the place that he's going to be used. He should not really be used in Arena against this team, and let me explain why. With the Triton's third skill pushes back attack gauge, right? Removes beneficial effects on the enemies, decreases attack bar by 25%. However, sometimes he'll land it, sometimes he won't, so he'll actually potentially change the speed tuning of your monsters and have like your Zyros moving before your Galleon, and that's going to cause some issues, right? So that's one of the nice things about Triton on defense is you'll change the speed tuning potentially on the units on offense, even if some of them resist and some of them don't resist. Even if you're like Tiana resist, he'll still change the speed tuning of things, right? So I don't think that he's really great for necessarily turn 2 Arena like this. Like, obviously we're going to get outsped, right? But I don't think it's necessarily great for here. I think it's more for specifically RTA, because in RTA a lot of times it doesn't, like, if your speed tuning gets a little bit off, I mean, it's not the end of the world, right? It's not like Galleon Zyros and you do defense break and then nuke. If it goes the other way, then it's the end of the world. Like, you're never gonna win, right? Or I mean, you can still win, but that's kind of besides the point. The point is, like, in RTA, if you come in next with Hathor or Fran and like they're speed tuned differently, it's not really going to be the end of it. It's like, okay, well, I'll use Hathor first and then I'll use Fran afterwards, or I'll use Fran first and then Hathor afterwards. It's less of an issue than Arena, where they need to be Galleon first and then Zyros mandatory. Otherwise it'd be very strange, right? So we're going to take him into this just to show what he's capable of. But for Arena, he's really not going to be as relevant. I mean, you could still use him in Arena. And of course you go for, of course you hit. This is one of the things about Triton on defense. We'll still hit it, right? We'll still hit it. Look at that stun! What the fuck? Tell me that's not gorgeous. That's still gorgeous. That's still fantastic. Okay. Triton was smart today, though. Look at that. Triton was very smart. So it still did well. It shouldn't have done that well. So that last one, the RNG, right? Triton didn't use skill 3, which would have activated Ryu. Didn't use skill 2, which would have activated the Ryu. He used skill 1, and we did have another water unit there. So Triton's going to always hit a water unit, so most likely going to hit Ryu if he's the unit. But there's Galleon there too, right? So unfortunately, he hit the one situation. Smart Triton, 3000 IQ Triton. Yeah, the one situation which would have not triggered his passive. Boom, boom, there we go. And we have one of these, and then we cut in. Fantastic. And we do one of these, and then we should be, I mean, maybe we're okay. Resist it! And then she bombs Ryu. But his passive already activated, so he's gonna die. See? So he's anti-cleave, but we didn't do enough damage to, you got far better runes. We didn't do enough damage to kill the, Ciara with this Zyros. Man, this Zyros is sleeping on the job, man. Yeah, I think we just didn't have enough rune efficiency to make that happen. But you see, you kind of see the point of where to use, not necessarily where to use Ryu, but like that he cuts in after something attacks your team and like touches him at all. let's try this one out. This is different though. This is a Chiwu. So if Chiwu uses skill 1, he just hits Tiana. She's on Will Rune. She's not going to get slept. If he uses skill 2, well, I assume that he's on Swift based on this comp. If he uses skill 2, he's going to, you know, do Tiana, and she's going to get the will stripped, and then she's going to still going to cut in next. If he uses skill 3, it's going to activate the RYU passive, and he's going to do his RYU shenanigans, right? So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. I mean, it's all RNG. Or he's not on Swift, and we outspeed him. Okay. It's just, Despair Chiwu was kind of like how Chiwu used to be built, which is not bad. Chiwu, like if you're doing, Chiwu, Bernard, Galleon, Zyros, then Despair Chiwu would be the way to go still. But if you're going for, like RTA, a lot of people using Swift Chiwu. Or like also Submarina. That's why I kind of assumed that it was going to be Swift, because it's kind of like the new thing is Swift Chiwu in place of Speed Lead and Stripper, right? So kind of the same way that Tiana is ruined on Swift. We're going to get absolutely soloed by this Miho. We're going to get absolutely soloed by this Miho. Oh my god. We're going to get absolutely soloed by... This Miho is actually good. Oh, never mind. Never mind. Here we go. Another Triton. This should be a perfect example. But we'll fail some. We'll find a way to fail. We'll find a way to fail. But should be a perfect example. He should hit Galleon again! Well, we know how to get Triton to on defense. Is to just bring in the Water Ryu, and Triton will never use his skill 3. It's just he's scared. He's scared of Ryu. He's scared. This Zyros is not having... Hey, there we go, there we go, there we go. So we'll do one of these. Zyros is not having a good day, man. Zyros is not having a good day. He's not doing quite what he needs to be doing today. I don't know, man. I don't know about the Zyros. He actually, the runes aren't bad. I did check the runes. I was like, they're actually not that bad. But, or not really bad at all, but. I don't know, man. Look, his passive is activating again. Very nice, very nice. So the cooldown isn't that crazy on the passive. Let's do one of these. Let's do one of these. Yeah, it's actually a decent enough showing for him right here. What is this defense? Yes, I absolutely want to hit this. So Frigate's going to go first. He's going to push up attack gauge. Gemini is going to move next. Just kidding. Just kidding. We outsped. Okay. Well, we'll see how good he can CC then. We got some attack gauge. Did we get some attack gauge decrease on the Frigate? Good. Not bad. All right, so I guess, I mean, you could also use him just like this. You can use, if he cuts in, he cuts in. If you outspeed, then even better, right? Then you don't have to even worry about that RNG. So this one is Tiana. So Tiana's different. Tiana doesn't actually do any damage. He does need damage to him. Damage will be offset, and your attack will be filled up if you receive damage during the turn of the enemy. So Tiana's not going to activate anything. He's not going to cut in for that. It's going to be either Samoth moving first, or the Feng Yan. I don't know how they're going to be speed tuned, but if the Feng Yan hits him, he will activate his passive. Feng Yan will either hit him or Galleon, and then it'll either activate the passive or not, and then Samoth is going to come in and do his thing. I assume that the Feng Yan is speed tuned to move first. We'll see, but let's see. This is like the team that I wouldn't use him into. So we'll see. Or we could just outspeed. I don't know how we're outspeeding. They have a 33 speed lead. And then we'll do one of these. Stun and decrease attack. Look how beautiful that is. This is even better than I was expecting. He's working pretty... But I mean, it's RNG. Do you get the stun or do you not get the stun, right? And of course you hit Galleon. Wind units do not want to hit him. So this one's a little bit weird. You usually don't see Gemini and Bastet. So I assume the speed tuning is... Maybe I shouldn't assume the speed tuning, but I assume the speed tuning is Triton first, Gemini second, Bastet third, and then the Belinus after that to do all the nuke damage. And this one, Gemini, is probably going to be on Despair, but Triton should move first. And skill 1 against Galleon. Show me the skill 1 against Galleon. Nope, skill 3. Nice. And we do one of these. So we cut in. Boom, boom. And then we cut in even more. Very nice, very nice, very nice, very nice. Look how beautiful this is, man. Look how beautiful. And then we easy wipe. easy wipe? Yeah, there you go, there you go. Why is he not? I saw the runes of Desirous. He should really be, oh, maybe, was he not? Maybe he wasn't critting. Here is another Triton. Let's do it. Let's go in against this Triton. So Triton should be speed tuned for, well, actually Triton might be on Despair. Triton may be, okay, no, okay. So he did the Triton. Let's see if it changes the speed tuning. Okay, we cut it. We do one of these. Very nice. We got the Despair stun on Bastet, but now we're just gonna wake her up, and then she's got what she cuts in. Oh my god. Did we decrease her attack gauge? Okay, so we didn't cool her down, but yeah, still, really, this guy is so meta. Like, even, because I think the best place for him is RTA, as I've said 5,000 times. But he's even performing better than I thought he would in regular arena too. End of the video. I am loving this guy. I think he's a fantastic unit. He's not anti-Lucian. He absolutely gets destroyed by Lucian, but that's not really what he's intended for. He's intended to be anti-Chiwu, anti-Gianna if he's not on Will Runes, right? Anti-Chiwu, anti-Gianna, anti-Triton. What else? Who else did we say? Wunsa. A lot of things. He's going to be really strong against a lot of different units. So I'm curious. I really think he's going to be a big part of the RTA meta. I really do. I really do. I'm so psyched about him. And mark my words, you're going to see him. You're going to see people actually using him quite a decent amount. He is a pretty solid unit. He's a pretty solid unit. And he was even performing better than I thought he would I thought we would get like wrecked a little bit more than we actually did in arena. So he actually performed pretty well at cutting in and CCing and decreasing the attack gauge enough for Tiana to come in and do her thing. So yeah, fantastic unit. Really enjoy him. Really want one. This is like one of my most wanted units in the game right now. Really. Anyway, that's it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you as always in the next one.